more recently Smooya, who has looked good in this team, I'd say so far. It's not like he's been, top of the board, flashy, incredible, but he's been consistent, he's been holding his own, and he doesn't need to be flashy and incredible if everyone else is doing their job. It's just like a good, well-rounded team. But we'll get this talk going on later because we've got a B rush going on now. First, straight into the site. Already the best player on Big, without a doubt. tabseN has been removed, but Tizian and Nex firing back. Nex is hitting everything, and even though the trades are there for Fur, he is only one man, and there's only one man left for Big.
Yeah, it's a 1v1. Fur on 43 HP versus Smooya, the new boy from the UK. So Fur and Smooya's going to win it. That's the round going the way of Big. They're going to move up 1-0. Don't be fooled, there was only one Fur alive, not both. That's just been reset now. So if you didn't notice, I probably sound insane. Going to be the pissed around found for Big. And a big round from Smooya in particular. 2 kills from him and 2 kills from Nex. Both of them tipping the balance of that round in the way of the notorious BIG.
And notorious they are right now, with only 15 rounds left to get before they make their way to the local home crowd here at ESL One Cologne. The playoffs, Harry. Most people probably would not have expected that, considering some of the teams in their group, but coldzera doesn't want to let it happen, so he's diving in through short, dropping the first man. Got B, double trade in through, and coldzera's run his way away from this B site, looking to regroup with his team and set up somewhere else. We have 3 MP7s currently on the server here for Big, so there's definitely still holes in this defense. There's definitely chances for mibr to get some work done.
There most certainly is. Fur's down here along, and he's someone who was doing very good back in the previous map, and as a whole has been pretty decent for mibr, even during the times they've been struggling. Fallen spots the boost, but doesn't manage to find too much damage. Chips tabseN. There you go, do, down to 50. Sometimes it's a happy accident. Bob Ross taught me well. Fallen. He's going to find success there as he paints us a picture of what this A-side tape might look like. Smoke goes down over on the stairs. Got B, spotted out. The Deeg doesn't find any success. And now, with just Fallen left alive, 9 HP, and the Dream, a scout in hand as well to try and make that dream a reality as he pushes on in. He's going to go around the corner, spotted out by Tizian. Does find Got B, but tabseN rather gets the trade. So, nice few shots, but couldn't get the bomb down on the delivery. Much... unlike DHL, they're perfectly consistent in delivery. There you go.
Hey,
shout out to our sponsors.
Good old sponsors, yeah. Keep them repping, Harry. Keep them happy. They're definitely going to be happy now. Only another eco to deal with here from mibr, and really no investment. PT50 on Fallen, that'll be it here. It's another chance for Big to run away with a round. I'm surprised Fallen even went for that. I know he'll have the money for the AWP anyway, but just save as much as you can if you're the AWPer, to be honest. But if you can get a kill here, that will pay its price. Give them another weapon to work with, but forget that. He's dead.
Well, Smooya is certainly not a fan of the play safe card, that's for sure, as he goes aggressive down here in mid, but it's working out for him right now. Ooh, he's even managed a third. He's feeling ultra spicy. Stewie, that was a very odd fight from tabseN, just kind of letting Stewie mull over the fact that he's fully flash. Big going to find themselves a third round. Quite crucially there, Hugo, they keep 5 alive.
They do indeed. Some money going to be made now for Big, and it's looking good to carry on. mibr, they piece together what they can. Fallen's actually not got money for the AWP, and that's not going to be down to buying the PT50, although if he hadn't bought it, I think he would have had... No, he would have 5,400. Yeah, so enough for body armor AWP. Awkward there. No, it would have been 50. Yeah, I'm right. Sometimes I question myself, and I don't know why.
You shouldn't, Hugo. You should believe in yourself wholeheartedly.
Thank you, Harry. Look at Smooya. He wants this place in the playoffs. Look at this push. Fur is just holding the angle, but not mentally ready for the aggression that Smooya is showing. We talked about him maybe not being top of the board. This could be the map for him. Loves a bit of overpass, and he might need to drag his team out of this one because Tizian's been traded in the meantime. coldzera finding a pick, and God B is actually literally in T-spawn right now. Stewie, king of smokes, apparently not this round. And what is going on here for Big?
Yeah, Stewie's just been dethroned to that title by God B. Well, you know what they say, there's no smoke without fire. towards this B-bomb site. Tabson catches out Bolts. Bolts, what a duel to win. Smoothie's already come rotating in, so there are going to be 2 players here still for Big, and I'm not sure mibr see this coming, but one of them is next on this MP9, as this was the attempt at the bonus round. Smoothie just waiting for coldzera. Does find some damage onto him, but going to get painted down to 31 HP himself. There's next with the MP9. Good night to Fallen. Cold, 58 HP, caught between a rock and a smooth place as Bolt's left 1v2, 2 HP, 1 HP for every kill he has to try and find. There's the first to Smoothie and Godby as well, so Bolts has done everything. And mibr seemingly from nowhere on the back of Bolt's an electric play as he puts that first round up for the Brazilian side.
Oh, that sucks. That sucks to lose for Big. But that's such an important round for mibr, taking the first rifle round their way. And I have no idea how after Big shows such aggression and it works out wonderfully. A 4v3 that was drawn back by Brazil. Big still have the money, luckily enough, and Smooth just goes straight in for that AWP. Tac pause cool, but he waits for no one. No head armor on him, but that's fine, because we do have rifles in for mibr, mostly. In fact, this won't be full rifles, because they only kept 1 player alive, so we're going to have some Galils, and that will mean this lack of head armor could come back to haunt Big. Maybe even a pistol or an SMG here on Stewie, we'll see. No, 3 Galils. I mean, that's still fine. We have a couple of bits of helmets on Big's side, and only... Oh no, sorry, 2 orbs. Tabson has joined Smoothie in the ranks right now. We have a chance for Big here to reset the economy, put the Brazilians down to pistols themselves because they were only just able to afford a buy, and Tabson's done the damage to Fur. That's a nice start, putting him down to 16. Running back, but swapping positions in the smoke. He had to because he heard there was a player close by. Tabson, he's really hung out to dry here. How the hell does he get out of this one? There's a big shot. Can he follow up? It's a no.
Imagine a world where Tabson keeps on fragging from that. I even had something typed in the chat, so you know that there's some banter going on there between Fur and Tabson. Fallen's at least been allowed an AWP for free now, courtesy with a man at the top for Big. What's he going to do with it, though? Waiting to see if there's some aggression in through long by the looks of things right now is Fallen. Won't spot anything, though, as we can see, courtesy of the map and X-ray, that Big... 2 players down at B short, 2 inside of this B-bomb site. One of those being Smoothie, and he's going to prove crucial in this last-ditch defense here for Big of A. There he is to open up. Stewie hits the deck. Fallen now stepping up to the mark, has that scavenged AWP from Tabson. Oh, but that flash, that's perfect. That's nearly got to be another mad advantage that much, furthering the lead now for Big in this round. coldzera is all the way down here at B. That's going to hang Fallen out to dry at the long position. Can coldzera create any space here for Fallen?
The thing is, Nex is ready for it. Look at the position that Nex is holding right now. He knows that Monster's open, and therefore, while he is up on short, he's locking it down from the site. 10 seconds left up. This round's done. It's over. A reset coming through to mibr, and Big keeping 4 players alive. That's a pretty damn good round. And oh, Godby's going to kill Fallen after time. Oh, you hate to see it. He is tagged, pushed back in. If he can drop this AWP, it's so important. And although he goes down, that was 100% worth the risk for Godby. The reason he didn't peek into Fallen a little bit earlier is he wanted the time to run dry, but that's a shame. And you can tell Big is so pumped up right now, Harry. You can tell they're confident because we've so far seen in that 4th round, Big sent Smoothie to chase down Fur. Godby rushed into T-spawn to kill Stewie. In this round, we had them getting aggressive again. Tabson running around in the smoke with an AWP like a madman. Godby getting flashed into toilets to get aggressive. I mean, there's so much aggression on the CT side right now.
And one of the things I positively adored about that Tabson play was the level of like movement, right? To run out of the smoke, you hear the footsteps going back and then just silently skirts back in, and all of that. The knowledge to kind of go for something like that because you're not going to get away. Very confidence building for you know, when from an outsider looking in.
Yeah.
Because Tabson, it's been a while since we've seen him kind of go for these really ballsy, in-your-face plays. If you remember, when Big was doing well, when they went on that run at the Major as well back in PGL, that was the sort of Tabson we were used to seeing. And now we have a stronger team around him, it feels like.
I remember one game at the Minor, I can't remember who it was against. I think it was the old Optic, the mixed Optic with like Alu, Freiburg, etc.
Yeah.
Magisk, and it was on. Yeah, basically. And it was on Mirage, and Tabson had 38 kills in 16-14, and he was just like running through smoke, just doing the dumbest things, and it was amazing to watch because he was winning every gunfight. So yeah, I want to see that Tabson. He's been playing great so far today and this event, and he's looking to continue that here. 4-1 up for Big. The reset just hitting mibr in the face. And they have to force around these two saved weapons. Fallen and Cold Zero are holding onto guns from the previous round. They do watch the boost for any men up in heaven and also above the plywood. But Big aren't biting. They're sitting back. They're chilling. Fallen's not being given an opportunity right now. Where to bring the aggression this time? Smoothie's going to get a fight down on A long because they're about to push out through it. Fur and Stewie on the other side, and he's posted on the top, so does go for a pot shot and drops off. Continually jump spotting, but he's got no one supporting on the A side. The closest player is God B, who's pushed up in the toilet, so Smoothie needs to get back from there now, and he won't have a chance. Fallen chases him, boosted up from his teammate, takes that frag, and now Big, they're going to have to deal with this A site execute.
Most certainly are. God B's retrieved the AWP, and we've seen him don it a couple of times now. Flashes himself around this smoke. It's still not an easy position to play from, and as he tries to hide inside, Stewie will confide and go down in Tabson. Still more players coming his way. Nex now steps up to the plate as well. They lose Tabson, but Nex has been so good for Big at this event. Manages one more, time's ticking down, and Tizian could deny everything. They pick up the bomb. I'm not sure they get the bomb plant in time here. They might have just missed it. Yeah, they missed the timing, and that's going to be Big winning the round on time alone. Even the clock turning on mibr there as Big pick up their 5th round. All Tizian had to do was hide in the bathrooms. Much like me at any social occasion, he's the real winner here. mibr, they save up the weapons on Bolts and Fallen. But money's such a problem now. A tactical timeout called in for Big. I think rightfully so after how quickly things fell apart. They're very lucky to have found success in that round.
Yeah, lucky after losing that first man down long, specifically, right? They lose the A-site player. God B gets caught in the smoke with nothing. It's a 3-on-5 for mibr in the favor. And then out of nowhere, we just have a couple of hero kills come through, and Tizian just, as you said, hiding in the toilet, staying alive. That's all Big needed. 5-1 up.
Because you see him go for that jump peek, right? Over the top. And I was like, no, that's what I was thinking. I was like, Tizian, you've done it.
Don't do that.
Just hide. But obviously he didn't know that. Like, there's no way you anticipate, oh, they're not planting now with 5 seconds left.
I mean, Fallen, yeah, he couldn't have done that any faster. He grabbed the bomb.
Yeah, because that's the issue. He knows he can't plant for toilets
Yeah.
because Tizian rained those first couple of shots in. And that was a guaranteed loss from that moment.
There's no like big mistakes made there. Obviously, you can argue, oh, it shouldn't have been such a late play from mibr, or someone should have taken the bomb earlier. But it's not like those two players, Fallen and Bolts, played it badly. Bolts was watching stairs to make sure that CT rotate wasn't coming through because they didn't expect the flank. mibr hadn't had an A-site attack just yet, so they didn't know where Tizian was coming from. They didn't have any data to work off in the past. So yeah, that's just an awkward round that is going to cost mibr a lot here because again, Harry, they are facing elimination from Cologne in map 2, a map down versus the underdogs of Big, who at this point, I'm not even calling the underdogs anymore.
Yeah, I mean, if this continues in this form, the only Cologne that mibr are going to be seeing is the one that sprayed all over Smoothie's neck at the end of the game with the handshake. Bit of a tenuous meme, but, you know. Regardless. Producer chimed in, he said he liked it. As long as one person did, that's all that matters. Here's Fallen over towards Connector. He's going to be edging out. No one wants to give a duel up the way of Fallen. I actually think he may have just missed the timing on a Smoothie who rotates up into the heavens, but that could be a topic for another day. Next.
So well timed. Big are those dodgy guys that you always see in matchmaking. Every time you peek, you're just getting mollied. Like, okay, cool, yeah, sure. Fallen just writes sure in chat. I can believe that. Boost up. He could get info, but there's no way he's getting a kill from this position. Because Smoothie's not aggressive in heaven, and while he may see Tizian, that's a good nade. It's only one nade, though. Only tags Tizian down to 80. Now they know that there are at least 2 people in short, and there's Nex on long. Locks down 1. Tizian again with a frag, and Smoothie locks it down from the heaven with the AWP. Tabson's not even needed in this round. He'll be happy to find a kill, though, but Nex is going to steal that away at the end. 3 kills off the back of the MP9, and he upgrades to an M4 as well. So, look, all those SMGs are gone, Harry. They're all rifles now. Big. Making so much moolah, and that saved AWP for Fallen 3 rounds in a row is finally gone.
This is just unbelievable, Hugo. We're about to maybe see a 7-1 scoreline again.
Again, 2 games in a row, right? Oh dear. Oh dear. And we got an eco here, so it's almost guaranteed. It was the same situation that mibr were in the previous map. coldzera is having none of it. He wants to run through the flames to the water and into the barrel of the gun. Nex has dropped him. Look at the rest of them.
Yeah, they're all up long, but with only pistols to their name. You don't imagine they find much success here, mibr. They have been able to get very deep into this bomb site. Tabson could get caught off guard. He's going to be peeking into long, but he's not ready for this. USP out, and they are unarmored. That could play into it, but Smooya now forced to try and get mibr.
Oh,
okay, no, he does.
side.
Okay, I was going to say, thank God for that.
He can wallbang it.
Fur will get the bomb now. Bolts has the AWP in hand. He hasn't had a kill since that 1v3. Those are the 3 kills he has right now, but there we go. Chimes in with his first. He would love another clutch here. Him and Bolts doing the damage. Fur 1v1 versus Tizian, only with the Deeg to work with, but the bomb is planted for him. Smoke goes out into the bank. Tizian taps the bomb. Now Fur goes for the spray on through. He can't see him. He can't see he's on it. He thinks he's not on it anymore. And Big, they're going to find themselves a 7th round.
There we go.
They might be made in Brazil, but they've been wrecked in Cologne. Another 7-1 scoreline comes on in.
Oh dear.
The memes just keep on coming, apparently. I don't like seeing, you know, mibr, XSK look this vulnerable. You know, after ESL One Belo Horizonte, I thought maybe we'd see them with the, you know, the drive, well, not even the drive, but like, you know, the ability once again to start to step back up at some of these bigger events. The fall has been really quite brutal for these guys.
Who knocked them out of players? Was it Space Soldiers?
No.
Who was it?
FaZe.
FaZe 2-0, yeah, I remember, because it was like a rematch, wasn't it? Yeah, of course. Okay, well that's a fair enough opponent to lose to, but a lot of people would have expected the Brazilians to win this game, and right now it is not looking too good, but Stewie has had enough. He's looking to turn the tide of battle. It's actually Bolts to trade back, but at the cost of a lot of health. 12 HP left up on this player as mibr still want to commit to the B site. Tizian's been having a great series and he looks to continue that as well from his clutch in the previous round. Flashes in his face. His eyes are white, but his gun is green and he is spraying away. Cannot find anything. God B is all that stands between mibr and finally getting another round on this T side.
Yeah, God B, 1 versus 3. That nade.
Ooh, perfect.
Followed up with a Molotov. That could easily find Fall, and now it's a 1v2, and Bolts is on 12 HP. Godby's not out of this one just yet. Has a smoke as well for the defuse. Doesn't have a kit. I'm not sure if there's one down elsewhere, but Godby's going to back away.
The reason I don't really understand... I guess he doesn't have a kit, but the thing is, right, we don't even have like a lot of money on Big. We don't even have enough to justify a buy after this round. So yes, he saves, but it's not like they can buy around this gun. They definitely shouldn't. The only argument would be, okay, let's try and reset mibr. Unless he saves his AWP actually connected, that's a lot better. That's good, okay. I can support the save. But yeah, it's a bit of an awkward round in terms of money for Big, right? We have Tizian and GodB with money and Nex with a little bit, but I wouldn't want to buy around this, like... I guess it's a double eco regardless, so they want to buy around the AWP and see if they can get something done, knowing that if they eco this round, they still wouldn't be able to buy next. So, actually, thinking about it, I go back on my decision. This is probably the best they can do, considering the fact that that's mibr's first round and Big's first loss bonus. So yeah, no, it's a good buy, it's a good save. It may go a long way into this round, because this buy is pretty decent in terms of utility. No kits, no incendiaries either, but they've got a couple of rifles. Let's see what they can get done with it, Harry.
Yeah, it's certainly not the worst buy I've ever seen. Nex is over here on short. Might get caught out. That nade's certainly going to be meaty. coldzera takes that on the chin, but follows it up with a frag on a taps. And Tizian lines up too, and suddenly this round has all but been derailed for mibr. Tizian's just on a tear. 4th kill, 1 off the ace. And oh my goodness. Bolts backed away behind the sandbags. They know that he's here. The nades are raining in. Tizian. What a confidence building round. A chance to find the ace as well, as he is posted up for this short position.
Oh no.
I think if you're Bolts, you kind of have to save in this situation. You're going to get reset. You know, you just win that previous round.
Yeah, you're not going to get any loss bonus, but you also don't want Big to win this. You can keep saving if you want, but when you're 7-2 down, you just need to win a round. You need to keep this going. And so I understand why Bolts doesn't want to commit to a save in this position, because they don't have the rounds to play with. It's 8-2 now, Godby flanks, Tizian's denied that ace. But I don't think he'll care, frankly. They just won a force with only 2 rifles in their hands. And now we have no rifles in the hands of mibr. Although I say that, 2 orbs just come straight through. They are going to go for the big buck buy. Bolts dropping one over, coldzera purchasing the other. It's pistols on the other 3. This is a messy buy from mibr, but it might be what they need.
See, I mean, there was a time where I would have had nothing but faith in this sort of buy.
Yeah.
But, I mean, with how things have looked as of late, and also how well Big have had their read on it, all of these kind of calls that have been made thus far, you don't have that much confidence. Still, Fallen is, known for being someone who can dig deep and grind a game out. coldzera as well has been having a fantastic time with things thus far. But in this map, no one really shining. That's kind of the problem. I mean, we always speak about how AWPs are very, very strong on overpass, how if you have a competent double AWP setup, that can dominate you this map. coldzera and Fallen, there was a time where this was one of the most terrifying double AWP setups to run into, and right now it looks anything but. So, out in towards mid, Stewie and the gang. Haven't found anyone. Big aren't giving up any ground. They're playing so passively. And that's the other astonishing thing. Big haven't really been challenging anywhere in these last few rounds. Early on, you could attribute a lot of their success to the aggression catching mibr off guard, but now they haven't done any of that. Fallen, ooh, he's boosted up and over the top of the smoke. He spots Smooya. Now this site take looks to come through. mibr with the man advantage, and it all falls onto Godby to hold them back.
Only an AK to play with, only a nade on the back of it. He can't smoke off to try and keep them at bay, but there is one down right now. Next starts it. Godby turns back around, and that allows Bolts to wrap back around the site and kill him. Next has to step up here, and he's only got one more up his sleeve. Bolts trading back with some great CZ shots, and he's even grabbed Smooya's AWP. Now equipped to the teeth. Tizian, it's been the clutch master before, but he needs to pull it out in a very key round, because mibr are about to win a round from nothing. Bolts walks right past, but Tizian blows his load too early. He's not going to be able to take that frag, and now they know where he is. So the jig is up. No more surprise. I think he's probably got to fall back and save.
And with that, they're going to be reset. So that's going to hurt. I don't think there's an AWP for him to save anywhere either.
No.
So that buy for mibr does work out. The 2 AWPs between coldzera and Fallen do find success. Admittedly, it was Fallen finding the opener. And then it all fell down to the rest of the guys. Stewie and Bolts ready to do the damage. It's going to be a 3rd round for mibr. And we talk about this like it's all said and done. They are over on the T side. They really only need 2 more rounds to field what we would consider a competitive T side half.
I'd say that's a bare minimum, to be honest. And again, it's the same story as the previous map. They went 5-10. I was like, okay, that's not a good half, but it's enough if they win pistol. Then they lose pistol, they go 14-4 down, and then we go, okay, it's still doable. They just need a ridiculous streak. They find 4 rounds, great, and then they lose the game. It's all well and fine to say, oh, they can do it with 5 rounds, but I don't believe right now they're not showing the level that we know this team can have, that these players can have. I want a confident mibr. And while that was a great round in terms of picking it up with just 2 AWPs and 3 pistols, we need more of that, Harry. We need more rounds. 8-3. Limitations here for the side of Big. They won't fully buy around this 1 rifle, safely so. As you said, reset. So it's a double eco here.
The only thing that triggers me about the name mibr, as much as nostalgia and history there is behind it, is the what's it called where you turn something down into letters, you break it down.
Not an acronym.
Yeah.
Is it an acronym?
I think it might be. I don't know. Whatever it is.
Don't think so.
Yeah, no, it is an acronym. The acronym for it is just as long as, say, made in Brazil. If you think about the syllables, right? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So it's not like it doesn't really save any time. I might just say made in Brazil because it's pretty. I don't know, we'll just do it situationally. Nice little triple boost, thank you very much for showing that off. Let's try and identify our observer, actually. That's a fun game. Who is it? Is it DJ?
Nod, you got nod. You got to double press space and nod.
No, it doesn't want to play.
Oh, Smooth's nodding. Does that count?
Smooth's observing.
He's having a great game as well. That's something to note. Smooya, like, he's never really been top of the board for any of the games I can think of this event, but now he is 12-6. He's in line with, I think, Tabson, is it, or Tizian, one of them on the same level right now. So that's good to see. Again, a strong Orpa's paradise, and Smooya is showing us that it is his home. He may be in Cologne, where it's the home of his 4 teammates, but he's looking to cement himself some German citizenship. Stewie takes down Godby in the toilets. No more lurking. As now mibr, they are going to commit to this A site where we have a couple of USP boys ready on the defense, but I can't expect too much when we've got AKs in the hands of Brazil.
Yeah, Smooya falls, and Tabson has been able to scavenge himself an AK. Tizian's here as well. Maybe they can try something, but Tizian falling, Tabson with no armor. That's asking a lot of one man. He will fall. mibr are going to find themselves a 4th round. If they can go, you know, 7-8, that's a pretty fantastic T-side and very well recovered, all things considered. So it's a long way off, but the money isn't here for Big once again. Going to be a partial buy-in in this round, so a chance for the 8-5 score, and suddenly mibr, they're back into a pretty good situation, all things considered.
Definitely. Forcing Big to a double eco was the best part of that, right? Because, of course, they got reset and put down to no money, but then we saw that double AWP buy, and as a result of winning that, they put Big to pistols for 2 rounds in a row. And while we have some strong utility here for Big, I don't think we'll be able to drag them through this round. They've got some nades, some incendiaries, and oh, that could be a nice little chunky nade. It will be. Bolts is dead. Again, Big. Commendations to their utility usage. You never see stuff like that on a Nico. And it can so easily just grab you a pick. Problem is, Godby kind of throws that man advantage away by chasing into the connector. But again, it's not a round where necessarily having a man advantage will put you in a really good spot because you still only have pistols. In terms of 1v1 duels, mibr should be winning almost all of these. And Tizian not going to be able to get that done. And coldzera lines up both frags, and B Water leading this Brazilian roster into that site.
Tabson making a lot of noise. It all falls on a Smooya. You said he's had a very good performance. Maybe he finds Fallen spotted him, though.
Oh, poor guy.
Well, he's fast on the trigger, certainly. Fallen is showing a decent bit of a resurgence when you think about the fact that we look back at Cash. I think that's something Fallen wants to forget ever happened, in all honesty, at least the first half. He was, I think it was 3 and 15 at one point in time, heading into the second half. Yeah. Well, not 3 and 15 at 14. Oh, yeah, no, that was right. Yeah.
14-4 was 3 and 15.
Yeah, so that's pretty brutal.
3 and 19, sorry. Something like that. No, that's not mathematically possible. Something like that. Yeah, he only had 3 kills essentially.
Smooya's got the AWP out now for Big. No AWP for Tabson, but I don't think he'll mind. He's been looking very, very good with the rifle. And there's only 1 out for Fallen right now. Smooya misses the timing shot down into connector, but now looks to back away. Gonna give that up. Next, and Tizian inside of the B-bomb site, ready to hold back the flow of Brazilians that might be about to come their way. Looking like they want to try and employ this boost. It's going to be Stewie going up, but Tabson's already claimed the man advantage. Oh, that nade, that is brutal. Bolts and Stewie. That's got to hurt, and even then, the boost is going to get spotted out as well.
Well, a man down. Made in Brazil trying to crawl their way back. If they can get this, there's a very good chance they may have this 8-7 half, which is strong on overpass, especially considering how their T-side on Cash was not too good. coldzera diving into B. There's Tizian closer. Molotov will force him forward. That's actually a smoke, sorry. Tizian going to dive in anyway. coldzera blind trades back, and now it's Godby to step up, but he can't beat the beast. coldzera in with 2 and make that a 3rd. Wrecking into this site. It's going to be 2 men left up for Big, and they need a heroic play. They need someone to step up. Nex and Tabson looking in for this retake.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like there's too much sense in saving what they have here. Nex up close. That smoke's going to start to fade, and Stewie, he loves a smoke. Nex is already by him. He makes a noise above, and Stewie's going to flick onto it. That one footstep gives it all away. Tabson looking to try and leave. coldzera's going to hit him with a door on the way out. mibr find a 6th round.
The last of the half here. Definitely a good job of clawing this half back for mibr, considering the start. Again, we had that 7-1 classic. Now 8-6. So, yeah, I think that's going to be a pretty comfortable half, considering I imagine this will be a 7th here for the Brazilian team, as Big are not good in terms of economy. got 4 SMGs and a CZ75. A rush towards connector, and the Molotov means they have to go ahead of it or behind. They choose, well, they choose death, Harry.
Secret option C.
Yeah.
Okay. That was an Oki Momo indeed, but now just Nex and Tizian left alive. The MP7s have been kind to Big. Tizian gonna find himself another. It's a 2-on-3. This doesn't feel impossible right now. Especially not as he retrieves that AK. You can see the pressure at mibr now under. Have to worry about a man coming through the back. Fur could be the difference maker though. Tizian's a bit preoccupied, taking a few shots in from Cold, Zera and Fallen. This is just going to allow Fur to slide on into the back line, find him nice and easy. Next left in a 1v3, only a UMP in hand. And he's about to have the full might of the original SK trio coming his way.
Yeah, if he can get this, I'd be very impressed. I'm not expecting it though. 1 kill is all that is found, and Fallen trades it back. So 7 on the half here for mibr. Definitely a good comeback, but is it going to be enough, Harry? Because again, we looked at that previous map. They had 5 rounds on that first half, and it was a bit of a comeback, but Big pretty much had it in their hand that entire time. Again, pistol round for mibr could set them up for success and put them back in the lead, meaning that maybe we could have something, but from what I've seen from Big's T-side on this map, it's actually been quite good so far. They have some very nice B nades. I hope we get to see them as well this game. Full armor for mibr in this round, and lots of utility for Big.
I mean, this has been a fantastic turnaround from Made in Brazil. I mean, this was 7-1 in favor of Big at one point in time. Not just picking that because it's a meme score, but because it's, you know, a massive deficit to come back from. Since then, Big have managed 1 round. mibr, they've managed 6. If you take a look at that on your screens, yeah, it's a pretty brutal scenario to be in, but still, you open things up. Has dropped out Gobby for flank crown onto Tabson. The bomb's dropped up at the top of connector, so Nex can't actually go for the trade here as they risk losing this bomb. He's got to go back for it. The rest of the guys have secured the B bomb site. But a bomb site without the bomb is ultimately useless. Fallen now dispatches of Smooya and Nex 1v4. Where he once had friends down in B, he now finds himself with nothing but the cold company of his Glock.
He's got to heat it up this round, but that's a big ask. First kill coming through. First says goodnight. With a minute on the clock, Nex has options open. How will mibr approach this? So far, they're completely split. We're actually going to set up 2 on B right now. Fallen's having rotated. He is low after all, but he's changing his decision, moving back up towards the upper site. Nex focusing on these toilets. The reason he's gone toilets not long is because he can catch the site without making contact at a range, right? So he can just, essentially if he goes up long, it's such a long sight line for mibr to call for rotations, whereas he can kind of sneak onto the site here. As you can see, no one knows until he's basically on the plant spot, but the problem is there's 2 players on a crossfire. Utility is going to give away his position, but he doesn't get out. He runs instead. Fallen's close to his right, but he's focusing on Cold Zera, and that's when Fallen strikes. A crossfire from mibr will pick him up that pistol round, and now 8-8. This is where we really have a game on our hands, Harry. And now the odds start to equal up, but I think, if anything, mibr have the advantage here. But of course, that is for the series.
Yeah, it's interesting to see this so neck and neck. I mean, I certainly think we're going to be seeing the third map now, which I believe is Inferno, right?
Yeah.
So that's going to be interesting because Big, they had that massive lead, but the issue is you've let mibr get confident. You've let them, you know, start to pull their way back into this game that really they had no business winning. Not after such a massive lead. And one thing I was praising Fallen for early on and the rest of the gang is their resilience, their ability to dig deep and grind out a game. That's certainly what they're going to have to do here. But they've pulled off an impressive turnaround thus far. Big in with this force. 2 smokes, 3 flashbangs and a decoy. This is enough to go for the A-side take. You can throw one for the cross down at long and then one in between the truck, and that's good because it blocks off an angle at truck and default and also the stairs. So you kind of kill 3 birds with 1 smoke. Instead, they've tried to sell this as a fake. They've thrown a bit of utility down towards that B bomb site. That was a long smoke thrown in by Nex, I believe. or rather God B. Now the rest of the guys pushing on through. Fallen's holding close, but he's going to get caught off guard by Smooya, who sprints on round the corner like a speed demon. There's a missed smoke, and that there's left a massive gap for mibr to exploit. And that's the 9th round found. You can see if you look up on top of the hut just by the spawn, the smoke landed up there, whereas it's meant to land rather down on the cross. So you saw the player down by Trucker had to keep re-peeking that angle into mid. And now on the back of that, mibr find themselves in the lead.
For the first time this game as well, if I'm correct, unless they want pistol on first.
I think the first time in this series.
Yeah, probably. That's actually a very good point. That is true. Big. Back in the hands of Pistols. Or Pistols back in the hands of Big, rather. Fur's going to open up on long. He's bringing the aggression. This is kind of what Big were doing on their early CT side rounds, just getting in the face. But they were doing it on rifle rounds. I want to see if mibr are confident enough to do the exact same. That's a shot and a half from God B. Glock's fallen, but it will amount to nothing. 10 rounds here on the CT side, and now we have the buy. This has been what we've been waiting for the last couple of rounds, Harry. The AWP's here for Smooya, armorless. Fallen has the money for a Kevlar AWP as well, and he's going to straight up go for it. He knows Smooya's going to be on his own AWP, so definitely something he wants to try and fight back against. It's got to be quite scary being Smooya in this event, knowing that almost every AWPer you face is like world class. Or a lot of them. So Fallen is not an easy opponent to out-duel, as he's probably going to learn the hard way here. mibr picking up the pace and picking up rounds on this CT side, starting to get back into the groove of things that they really didn't show on Cash, especially not in that first half. Nor in the first 8 rounds of this game either. But let's see if Big can start things off early on their T side, or if it will just be a runaway second map.
God B edging his way through mid, next down in connector. Looking like it might be an A play off the bat, but you still have Tizian watching for any aggression down at B. Ooh, Fallen's been spotted by God B, and now he stands there with the Molotov to try and burn Fallen out. Instead he takes the peak dry with a flash flying on in. Bolts does manage to pick up the trade, and Stewie going aggressive here down towards connector doors with that MP9 could cause them some problems. With Tizian leaving B, I don't imagine they switch this up. I imagine this is the dedicated play now in towards A. And the issue becomes, if you take a look at Fur on your minimap, he's in the back line, he's dropped next, and that's going to cause them once more, even more problems. These MP9s pushing into little awkward angles, little goblin angles as I call them.
Oh, no.
Just throwing off Big. They're not ready for this. They're not checking it. Smooya tries to go for the impressive jump across, and it just doesn't work.
What
Stewie
is that?
with an MP9. Stewie 3K down in connector.
Nah.
And he makes a cheeky 1.8 thousand as well.
Not sure what that was really from Big, but they are going to run to their death. And yeah, this is where I start to feel the pain for Big. They're down again to Pistols, Harry. Another opportunity for mibr to keep this CT streak rolling. And they have looked pretty much flawless for a while now. It's been a huge comeback on that T side, and then a flawless CT side so far, and they haven't even like swayed. They've been getting aggressive. They've been, you know, just no fear CS essentially, which is nice to see considering how, you know, reserved and weak they looked back on Cash. Definitely more comfortable on this map right now. Maybe took some time to warm up today. They want to keep their slot in Cologne, and at least for now, that is still there. For pressured, Molotov down, they're not going to get ahead of it in time, but Tabson just will. However, the Molotov burns down Smooya, who was earlier tagged from a different incendiary down in the connector. So, finished off the job at least, and Fallen, he's going to start his. He's come to work with his AWP, and God B's been dropped, so Big want to avoid it. They don't have utility or weaponry to fight that back, so it would be a complete walk to their own death. So instead, they go to the close quarters lower bomb site with 50 seconds left up, and mibr should be ready for this one.
Yeah, they've got players here in abundance. Stewie waiting. Here's the push coming in from short. Him and Coldzera hold the fort, and mibr.
A quick retort.
Hey, there we go. Well, just in the nick of time, he managed to pull ahead. all the tactical pauses called in now for Big. This is their last one.
Ooh.
So they better make it a rousing speech from God B, communicating, of course, with Kakafu, the coach. Smoothie is going to be bringing out the AWP. Curious to see what the change we see is. I always like a big pause.
Yeah.
I feel like you can normally see the impact of that very immediately.
There's some time to get on the same page, really. Seems like Big making some silly mistakes and allowing mibr to get in their heads. That needs to change if they want to win this map, but right now it's kind of slipping from their grasp round by round. 12-8. A 13th would put Big to eco and then allow mibr to be anti-eco and get their 14th. So right now things are really looking up for the Brazilians. This round is where it all really comes to play. Aggression on long, maybe countered. Smoothie holds the angle. Will Stewie go for it? It's a yes. Surely walking to his death, but Smoothie misses the shot. That's crucial. He doesn't know if he's on the left or right side as well, but Godby has luckily dropped Bolts, who got aggressive down on that lower site. So still Big open things up, but if they found that kill into Stewie, that would have made matters far worse for the CT side. Instead, Fur not going to spot the cross because a player jumped right over it. That's Tizian, and they're just going to sneak into B. mibr have absolutely no idea. They're going to work it out, but a little too late. Cole Zero's up on short. Tizian needs to be aware of it. The smoke will cut off Cold, and now he's going to be sitting freezing, waiting for the retake.
Still even going to get dispatched of as well on his attempted rotation in. Cole boosted up over the top. Oh, only good for one. tabseN planting inside of that smoke. Fallen goes peeking into it. Smoothie just waiting. Missed shot onto Fur, and that could have been the way in. Fallen even up from heaven. Quick shot out on a tabseN. A 1v3 would be required here from a man who's had a very up and down performance today. And while he's looked good in this map, this is going to be too much for him to bear. Starts to back off. Concedes this round the way of Big. Going to hold the AWP forward. Smart call to make. There's plenty of cash right now for mibr, but they don't need to go ahead and invest the extra 5,750 in the armor and the AWP that they have on Fallen right now. To be exact, it's, what, 6,050 with the defuse kit as well thrown in. 6,250 with the flash, rather.
Good maths.
So a lot of money saved in the grand scheme of things, because you look at someone like Bolts, you know, with like 10,000, 11,000, it's very easy to think, oh, there's enough money to go for that, but that's like one AWP, you know, with like the utility behind it and everything else you need to buy around it. And they've already bought that out onto Cold as well. Smoothie with his, but it's a double AWP for mibr, and that's an interesting development. Fallen going to try for the peek down into mid. Doesn't spot anyone. They get across very, very quickly there. Godby's already over. So no immediate contact early on in this round.
Considering this is Big's first round on the T side, just found 7 in. If mibr win this, it's an instant reset, and the game very likely going to be over for Big. They don't have a lot of opportunities because of the lack of saved up money on this T side, and would really have to clinch an eco win or a force. As you can see, a streak of 5 here for mibr prior to this 1-1 round from Big. So the double AWP, definitely going to be a big threat here against the Germans. tabseN doesn't realise what's around this corner, so he's got to be very careful. You see Big usually very good at flashing their team in, and they will do that on long, forcing Fallen off of the angle. Is he going to commit to this? Because I would say that's a very ballsy approach, but no, he smokes, he flashes, he falls off. Allows tabseN to cross, but he's luring him into a Fallen sense of security, a false sense, because on the other side it's the AWP here with 30 seconds left. Big have got to make the decision, and with the bomb wrapping back down towards B Monster, it's going to be that lower site, but Fallen's gotten aggressive. They know fully what's up. The issue is they're already losing players. Cold Zero's gone down on B, and even though flashes are still flying in, almost out of utility, but Big almost out of time.
Stewie manages one, only has to hold this bomb back for a few more seconds now. First come rotating in as well. And it all culminates beautifully into this flurry of death inside of the B bomb site. 8 seconds left, and next tap away, try as he might. It's not meant to be. They might have found the opener in that B bomb site, but they get nothing else done as Stewie holds the fort. time, just the bane of Big there in that push. And Stewie doing such a good job of holding it down as well. The reinforcements coming in from Fur, because you saw the rest of the guys up on A. They aggressed down short. They were quite invested. You know, if you lose both the guys in B, that bomb goes down and suddenly you're 2v4 in a retake and a double AWP setup. That just doesn't work.
Big. This is not looking good for them, but mibr have certainly made a resurgence. We've got Smooya still on that AWP, but a lot of it is going to be down to him, tabseN, and GodB, the rifled men on this roster. Smooya very fast up the connector. There was no one here, and luckily so, because he was diving through without a care in the world. Let's see if he can find anything from this aggressive setup, because mibr similarly poised in the toilets. It is AWP once again for Fallen. He's played here before, but Smooya's not come into contact with this, so he's got to be very careful that he doesn't lose his AWP early on. At least there's Next to trade or pick it back up, but Fallen, just moving away as Next takes the control towards the toilets. That could have been his death. Instead, it's a boost up. Fallen used this to kill Smooya from the other side, but maybe he's got a bit of revenge. Fallen sees it. Smooya drops off. Does not want attempt number 2 on that. 50 seconds left. Big can't afford to leave these rounds so late.
No, definitely can't. They've been ousted due to time on a few occasions now. Ooh. That could have been a knife, but Fur plays it safe. Well, Next gonna attempt once again to try and get past Stewie. This time with coldzera joining him, time is ticking down. It's going to be a repeat of the previous round by the looks of things, although this time they dealt with both Stewie and coldzera. Bolt's going to hop down. Fallen's found one, and Bolt's has to hold his own together. They've secured a 14th round for mibr. Just had a message. Once again. Gotta love the mibr fans. He said in Brazil we pronounce it mibr, but I don't know if I'm reading that right. So I imagine that is right. mibr. Yeah. That sounds quite nice. You know. Do you want to
we'll go
commit
with that.
to that? mibr.
Yeah. I'll switch it up. I'll keep I'll keep a bit of English, keep a bit of Portuguese. You know, we'll be versatile here. But yeah, this is a great second half from mibr. For mibr, we've got CZs, we got some utility, but we've not got a lot of hope for Big, because they have just been wrecked in this second half. I have not seen a single smoke execute from this T side, and when I commended this team coming into this T side of this map, I was hoping for a little bit more than this. It seems like they've run dry of strats, but without having used any just yet. Fur is going to be able to lock down short. There's one. Trade right back for GodB, but still the CT side has this man advantage and the double AWP intact. We've barely got weapons on Big.
Yeah, we have a CZ now or an AK up on GodB, and that's really all there is to write home about right now. mibr looking like they might pick themselves up map point here to force Inferno. What a recovery it's been, bearing in mind Big was 7-1 up in one point in time. Since then, they've won 2 rounds to the 13 of the Brazilian squad. Stewie going to lock in a map point, 15-9. One more round is all that's needed here to take us through to map number 3. Let's not forget, the loser of this goes home. They are eliminated from ESL One Cologne 2018. Whereas the winner will be making it through to the playoffs to get to play in front of the crowd in the Lanxess Arena. Which, for Big, that would be playing in front of the home crowd.
Well, it doesn't seem like Overpass will be their route to success to get there, Harry. They're going to have to rely on good old Inferno as things heat up in that 3rd map. But let's see what they can do in this round, see if they can keep this game onwards. For now, it's again that CZ play. We have so much utility. Let's at least hope for an execute in this B play right now. And yes, it seems like Big are going to be going for it. The problem is they're just not equipped behind this, this execute. They've only got pistols, which are great for getting into the site. But as soon as the bomb goes down, that's when mibr are going to be favored far more. And in fact, it won't even get them into the site because coldzera, Bolt to Stewie, an iconic trio right now, locking down this server. Bolts with another, and he's looking for the final kill to put the final nail in the coffin. But Nex is still standing.
Yeah, 1v3 to keep Big in this map. Zera's already come rotating in, and Fur is going to be the man to finish things. Maybe I'll win this one out 16-9.